Very welcome, and thank you for your question, and I see why. And we have our Black Caucus chair that's going to maybe address us, so you can sit somewhere. Okay. Yeah. No, I want you to sit here and talk. Let me see, do I have you number what? Okay. Your name? Okay.
Thank you, Chairwoman James. My name is Vince Wiggins, and I work with the Legislative Counsel's Office. So as she said, that's really the in-house law firm for the legislature. And Chairwoman James and I spoke yesterday about an issue, and then she authorized me to sort of disclose our conversation and go over what we talked about, basically. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay.
Right now we can.
Oh, okay. Really we talked about, apparently there's been an issue with some people potentially being refused funds based on the gratuities clause. And so just for anybody who's not aware of that clause, that's just a clause in the Georgia Constitution which prohibits certain funds from going to private entities. But one of the things we talked about is that that's concerning because the gratuities clause really is a clause that Legislative Counsel Office has looked at in the context of whether or not a state law is constitutional. And there are times we've had to strike down state laws based on the gratuities clause for some unlawful payment. But in the issue where the federal government has passed a law, it's really, you know, my opinion, based on what I'm aware at this point, is that's really out of context. That's not that shouldn't be an issue.
Thank you.
So, you know, at this point, as we discussed, what we discussed yesterday was what we would like is for anyone who has had that response that they've been returned, whether it's a child care provider or whomever has turned down with the response that the gratuities clause is in play, please contact the chairwoman's office, and then and I'm going to work with those folks, and we're going to try to get to the bottom of why exactly, you know, what's going on, and maybe we'll end up working with some state agencies too to sort of clarify that issue and go from there.
And so that means that all of you who are already here that's had problems, before you leave, if you have to leave early, still give your information and contact so that you can work together. And we appreciate you coming and giving us clarity on this. And I want you to know that you get, you find out whether bills are germane or whatever, because so many different interpretations by many of the lawyers. And before we can pass something, we can call on our lieutenant governor or the speaker of the house to find out, you know, what legislative council wants to say. So this is our legal vein right here. And so he is saying this, and we're going to ask, since the other, his chair, your director,
Rick Russell.
Since Rick Russell was unavailable, we're going to get something in writing and ask to make sure that he concurs. And so we will let you know that. So all of you who are seriously interested in this, stay in touch and let us know. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Chairwoman.
Yes.
And in the event that you, good morning, I'm Senator Sims from Southwest Georgia, District 12. In the event that you have questions and you're not quite sure who to contact the governor also has, if you can't get Senator James, the governor has the Governor's Office of Constituent Services. And Earl probably will kill me. But he is extremely efficient. He works very closely with Senator Warnock and Senator Ossoff's offices. So if you tend to forget all of the information that we've just given you, and you can always get Senator James's office. Diego is very efficient as well. But that Governor's Office of Constituent Services is a good place to start. And Earl will direct you to he has an office full of personnel working, and he will direct you to the right sources. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. We might call back on you if you don't mind. Okay, thank you. Wow. Okay.
That was powerful. And just for the sake of time, so we can get through this section, can we, with the approval of the senator, just kind of save questions for this group, so they can just get through the document?
Yeah, but that was her question.
That was powerful.
That was her question. She called me and she basically asked me to bring this forward. And so when I heard her speak, I didn't know her personally, but when I heard her name,